Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. To create my card today, I'm going to use a wonderful new collection called White Elegance, and this was designed by the very talented Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady. This collection has 7 different background papers and 8 different A4 sheets of cut-apart elements. This is a digital collection which you can purchase and download onto your devices. You have the option to purchase the whole collection or just parts of it. But Monica is also running a giveaway on her channel where you can win the whole collection as it is. And I will leave links in the description box below where you can go over to her channel and find out exactly what you need to do to be in for a chance to win this absolutely beautiful digital collection. I went ahead and I printed out all of these lovely papers and all of the cut-apart sheets. Some of these I've already cut into in some preparation for today's card. And you can see I fussy cut so many of these gorgeous flowers that I just couldn't stop myself. They were stunning. So I have loads of these already prepared for future makes. You can find different flowers in this collection, roses, tulips, lilies, and so much more. You can see on some of my flowers I added glitter to already. Some of them I just left plain. My first step in today's tutorial is to show you how I am adding glitter to my flowers. So just with a fine tip glue bottle, I'm following the lines, well, some of the lines on these flowers. These are so gorgeous and so layered, like realistic looking images. I just loved working with them. So I added glue where I felt I needed to add it, and there was just no rhyme or reason. Honestly, I just followed some of those lines and I dipped it into my Crystallina glitter. Now, until the glue dries, you can still see the whiteness of the glue in there, but once it dries, all you are left with is that gorgeous sparkle, and the Crystallina glitter is perfect for that. It's my go-to glitter for adding some shine to my elements. I also added a little bit of a shape to these flowers by placing them on top of my foam, and just with the flower forming tool I just went in like a circular motion and creating like domed shape, if you like, and this will add some lovely dimension to my flowers rather than just laying them on flat onto my card. So there's just some of the flowers that I glittered off. At the end of this video I will show you how many more I've already prepared because I'll not be using them all. The card base I'm using is a 7 by 7 inch white heavyweight cardstock base, and the gold cardstock in here, the gold I will be using for accents on my card today, measures a 6 3/4 squared. The next layer going on top of this will be the pattern paper from the collection, and this one measures 6.5. And because I will be adding this on top of mirror cardstock, I just added some double-sided tape at the back. I'm going to add some glitter to the edge of this layer, and I'm using my glue pen, just dragging it alongside the edges and dipping it into my fine Crystallina glitter. This is the same glitter I used on my flowers. For my next layers, I have a piece of gold cardstock which measures 5.5 inch squared, a plain white cardstock measuring 5 1/4 inch squared, and the pattern paper from the collection which has that ivory in the fit into it, which doesn't really show in camera in here. It is gorgeous, and it measures 5 inches squared. And again, I'm adding a double-sided tape to the back of my white piece of cardstock because I will be attaching this to the mirror cardstock. Dragging my glue pen down all 4 edges. Again, I'm going to dip this into the same fine Crystallina glitter. I am going to add glitter to the next layer as well, but this time I'm using the chunky Crystallina glitter. So I will show you the difference in here. You can see those chunkier pieces in this one, while the other one that I used on the previous layer is much finer. But it is the same color. I love the chunky Crystallina as much as I love the fine glitter. Oh gosh, guys, I had to leave that in the voiceover. Okay, so I'm dragging my pen down the 4 edges of this piece of cardstock, and where I added too much glitter, I just scraped away with a little bit of a scraping tool, or pokey tool. Pokey tool, I think it's called. Is it pokey tool? Oh, sounds a bit weird. Me and my words today. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm just going to layer this on top of the mirror cardstock. I haven't done this before because I wanted to let this dry a bit, so I set all these layers aside for a few minutes to dry. I'm using my collal glue to layer the two cardstock, printed cardstocks, or the white and the printed one together, and then I'm going to use the double-sided tape to attach this to the mirror cardstock. Now I have to say the art glitter glue works really well attaching cardstock to mirror cardstock again, but I'm just used to using double-sided tape, so I just stuck with that. I'm adding foam pads to this layer, and I'm kind of adding it at an angle on top of my cardstock, and this card has already so many layers and dimension to it. It's coming together really nicely. For my topper elements for my cards, I pulled out two nesting dies from my stash, one of them being the hexagonal die set from Creative Craft Products. I took out the 9th, 10th, 11th and the 12th, and using the largest one and the smallest one of these, I've cut out that thicker frame, that white one in there, just plain white heavyweight cardstock. And using the other two, I've cut out a gold, using the same mirror gold cardstock I used for my layers before. And the next die set is the 6x6 decorative circles from Chloe's Creative Cards, which I cut out of mirror cardstock, that lovely decorative edge one. And the next one die is the stitch circle die, which I cut out my sentiment from. I printed this and I cut it out, but you can use any sentiment stamps that you may have in your stash. So in here I'm deciding, do I want to raise the hexagonal frame on foam pads, or do I want to leave that die flat and raise the sentiment on foam pads? But then I decided to add the foam pads behind that hexagonal die set. So first I'm going to layer these together just using my quick grab glue, and this is a dry clear glue, so if a little bit of an usage occurs there with thin frames like that, it will not show once that dries. So I'm just making sure I'm layering it on top, and it layers up nicely because it was using the same die set, so it will layer up in the middle perfectly. Now I'm cutting some of the foam pads in half to get some thinner strips, and I'm just going to add them on all 6 sides of this hexagon. And I also come in with a bit of a liquid glue, just a little bit of a wriggle room so I can get the positioning right. Now I don't want to have straight edges against straight edges of any of those squares in there, so I'm just kind of adding it at a different angle again, kind of wonky if you like. And then I'm going to bring in my sentiment, and I'm going to glue this down flat, just falling in a little bit from those hexagons that are a bit raised up all around my lovely sentiment. Now to add my sentiment in here, I'm going to open up my card, and this is a little trick I learned along the way in here. This will help me adding it straight, because there's so many angles and so many wonkiness going on in there that I didn't want to add my sentiment wonky to, and then people have to turn it at an angle to be able to read it. So all it comes down to now is decorating this lovely card. So I'm taking some of my lovely glittered flowers, and I'm going to be adding them in 2 different corners of this hexagon, the bottom right and the top left in there. And I'm choosing different flowers, the tulips, and I think they're tulips, they're gorgeous, and the rose on the bottom, and what I think are lilies. I'm not very good with flowers, guys, but these are all stunning, honestly, and I love white flowers, so these are beautiful. And a rose again on the top as well. So I'm going to add some foam pad. These were all shaped into that dome shape as I showed you earlier on, and I'm using foam pads and a bit of a hot glue just to arrange them and attach them to my hexagonal frame in there. My sentiment says on your first Holy Communion, because I wanted to keep this to the theme that Monica has launched this primarily for on this occasion. She has a series of 10 days of first Holy Communion cards, which is fantastic because there's not too many of these on YouTube so far. I will link to her channel in the description box below. If you haven't subscribed to her channel yet, please do be sure to go and check it out, because she has some amazing makes in there. But this White Elegance collection would be perfect for weddings, special birthdays. Just swap out that sentiment in the middle of my card, and this would make a beautiful birthday card also. For engagements, again, would be very, very nice. And also, I know we don't like making sad occasion cards, but the white flowers would lend themselves into the occasion of sympathy cards as well. If you use digital downloads in your card making, I think this collection is definitely a must-have. So I'm just finishing it off in here with the flowers, and I think I was going for a glue stick in here, maybe. Oh, yes. I'm running out of glue sticks constantly. I use my hot glue a lot in my card making. Do you use hot glue? I used to burn myself so many times that sometimes I was unable to craft for a few days from the nasty burns that I'd had. I remember I had a blister of a size of a 2-pound coin on my palm of my hands one time, and it was really, really sore. I'm kind of used to hot glue now, and I love using it. I love the immediate and permanent bond it gives me in my crafting. So now I'm going to add some bling, and I'm going to use the gold ones from one of Chloe's bling boxes, and these are gorgeous boxes. There's so many gems in there. So you get 4 different colors, and all of them come in 3 different sizes. So there's the larger, the medium, and the small ones. And I was unsure at this point where I was going to put them, so I was just going along, and I will be attaching them into corners, as you'll see here. I would love to read in the comment section below from you. Do you use digital collections, digital papers, or digital clip arts in your card making? I love using them. I love the fact that once I buy paper pads, I don't necessarily love all the paper in the pad, but once I buy a digital collection, I can just print out the ones that I really love. And I know that this one I will keep coming back to in the future too, because it's just so versatile. And because the flowers are white, this would go with so many other color themes as well. Monica has launched in the past some beautiful collections. The Purple World was beautiful, again with lots and lots of flowers, all different shades of purples. Or I particularly loved her Christmas launch last year. That one was stunning, honestly. The turquoise gingerbread kind of a theme was just stunning. And also Monica is very generous with her giveaways and uploading files which you can download for free to use in your card making. She's a very, very talented designer and card maker. If you haven't yet seen her channel, please do go over and show her some support as well. So this is my finished card, and be sure to stay to the end of this video. I will show you some close-ups recorded the next day, because it's the middle of the night I'm recording these. So these are just some of the leftover flowers that I've already added glitter to, and I have so many other flowers already cut out that I haven't glittered up. I definitely will be coming back to use these. I just wanted to show you this, just how gorgeous and dimensional these flowers look. This is a truly beautiful collection. Oh, these are the hexagonal leftovers, which I will pop into the same poly pocket, and I will come back and use it on a different project soon. So if you do not want to miss out on my future mix, and if you did like this tutorial, please be sure to give me the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so, and hit the bell to make sure you get notified anytime I upload new videos. I would love to read your comments and opinions on this card. I really love it. Do you? I hope to see you back soon with another lovely tutorial. Until then, bye!